Nathan L. says, how long should an aged bottle be allowed to aerate? In Piedmont, vendors say they usually allow for the rule of allowing the bottle to sit 1 hour for every year of age. Would this still hold true for a 30-year-old Bordeaux? Wouldn't a 77 port need aired longer? What about a young $10 bottles? Nathan L. Nathan, great question. I mean, let's be honest. If you're going to allow it to aerate for every year it's open for an hour, you're going to be like there to the next week, next Thursday. And obviously every wine is different. Rules stink. But that being said, wines need air. It definitely helps. One of the great things that I like to say is 3 to 4 hours. I don't know, it's just something with it. 3 to 4 hours. Either just easy to say, 2 to 3 hours. 4 to 6 hours. Yeah, 3 to 4 hours. It's just so much easier to say, and it's always done good by me. Now, other people like an hour, some people like 22 seconds, some people like 22 years. Whatever makes you happy. But you know, sipping along the way is a nice little trick that I've taught a lot of people that they've been really happy with. You know, you sip it a little bit, come back, sip it a little bit. Oh, it feels good. That's when you drink it. Whenever you, Nathan L., like it. Oh. Hello everybody! Welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. It's Friday, but it's really Thursday, but I'm in LA and I have to tape some episodes for you. It is a wonderful day. As long as everybody's healthy and happy, life is good. Tons of new Vaynerchuks popping out every day. My inbox is exploding. Keep exploding it. It helps my head float to the ceiling. Makes me feel real good. I really appreciate it. Large Format Fever asks, and by the way, one of my favorite names, can we get a little more creative? I don't want any more Joe Z's. Come on. Why do you think Turley bottles their juice in Burgundy bottles? Well, first of all, they're not really Burgundy bottles, because here's Turley's and here's pretty standard white Burgundy bottle, actually, for a Petite Syrah. So, I'm not sure it's a Burgundy bottle, but that being said, I think they bottled it in that because they want to be cool. Do you understand that, Large? They want to be cool. Stop dissing them. Let's move on. Kay says, La La Wines. Gary, can you do a show on Iggy Gal's La La Wines? Kay, this is a great question because you've unlocked secret number 1. La La wines are some of my 3 favorite wines in the world. Iggy Gal's Single Vineyard are outrageous. The Cobert's are outrageous. I mean, I'm just a huge fan of the La Las, and it would be my honor to do a La La show. We'll save it for a special occasion, but we will pop it out. Pop it out. I like that. DanTech66 says, anyone ever tried the Clef de Vin Pocket Wine Tasting Tool? Question mark. I saw it in Wine Enthusiast's catalog. I have no idea what the heck he's talking about. Anyway, John C. says, food wine versus sipping wine. Gary, could you go over the characteristics that would distinguish wines that are best with food and those that are best drinking during cocktail hour, watching the game, or a movie? Thanks. John, great question, actually. You know, for me, food wines tend to be those wines that are a little bit more austere, tend to be a little bit more earthy. Kind of the wines that you would say to yourself just on casual thought, this is not the greatest thing to drink by itself. It's not delicious enough. On the contrary, things like Turley, fruit bombs from Australia, cold wines, and some great Bordeaux's are great sipping wines or watching during the game because they are pretty much a meal in their own, you know, they're a meal. They're a meal, they're delicious, they're lovely. Came back to me and I get to throw it again. Lefty, right? Ooh. You know, it's a meal in its own right. You enjoy them, you can sip it, you drink it, you're like, this is some darn good juice. Those are the kind of wines, especially the fruit bombs, the New World wines tend to be a little bit more by themselves. Old World, a little bit more earthy tones, or crisp white wines, I tend to find to be tremendous food wines. So those are the characteristics, really. Kind of like candy versus crappy. That's how I like to sum it up. So, speaking about food, I would tell you that I get emailed about 20 to 30 times a day just about food and wine pairings. And I figured, you know, maybe I should address this on WLTV because I like to address things on WLTV. And I decided I'm going to do the ultimate food and wine pairing for you today because, you know, that's the kind of guy I am. And so here we have with us a very nice bottle of wine that I had a very sensational, eye-opening food and wine pairing with very recently. This is the Chateau Montvale 2003 Pomerol, which is a $30 wine from Bordeaux that scored 91 points from the Wine Spectator, which is outrageous. Mainly Merlot based from the Pomerol, and was a huge fan of the wine. It got a great score. It wasn't too expensive, and I really thought, let me go home and try it, and I did, and I enjoyed it. And don't we all love that? But then I paired it with a food, and this food and wine changed my outlook and said, you know what? I'm bringing this to the masses. So Vaynerchuks and other watchers, people that hate me, here is your food and wine pairing for today. 7-Eleven hot dog. And this one is a good one, because this is how I eat my hot dog. With sauerkraut and mustard. Because ketchup, I don't like you! So, sauerkraut and mustard. Now, for the purpose of the show, I know there's a lot of people out there, and this is how you eat your hot dog, plain. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste the wine, I'm going to taste the hot dog, I'm going to taste the other hot dog, I'm going to taste the wine with the hot dog with the wine with the hot dog. Eric, it's Friday. We don't need no stinking spit bucket. Haven't you been reading all 9,000 comments? Ugh, Eric. Anyway, classic Bordeaux nose. Just that, soil-rich, candied cherry flavor coming through. Very interesting, almost like a barn on fire. Just like that smoky wood, but older wood. Like the barn was built in the 20s and it's on fire now. But you control the fire. Nobody got hurt. I'm getting that on the nose. It's real nice. The color is fantastic. And it's a barrel of fun. Friday, Thursday. Just delicious. Great richness. Tons of complexity. Massive tannins, but blackberry candy all the way through on the finish. Even with the high tannins, which are really drying my mouth right now, I'm still getting a ton of sweetness and fruit, which makes me enjoy it. Makes me appeals to me. And that's a very important thing, because the tannins that wines have go into two categories, sweet and sour. Sweet, people like me. Sour, people hate me. And so you got to really be able to pick out the flavors that the wines come with the tannin structure towards the finish, because that helps you realize the kind of wines that most people are looking for. Most people are looking for silky, smooth, and just rich and flavorful. And this wine has all of that. Yet, for the serious connoisseurs, the ones that get seriously into wine and really like to dissect and put it into test tubes and figure out the mathematical formula, they're going to like this, because it's got the tannin structure and it's got the firm grip, like I like to call it, to last for a good 15 to 25 years with ease and really evolve and change, and that's kind of cool. Kind of like a person. Anyway, why are we here? We're here to food and wine, aren't we? And by the way, amazing aromatics of flowers and different things of that nature. So, black candy, blackberry candy coming through, really, really obvious hints of tar as well on the finish, and dark chocolate on the finish as well. Hot dog. It's a lot of hot dogs. I know you're pissed. And this is the magic. And I don't know if it's the magic of the bread or the hot dog, but it's the magic. The food and wine pairing really calms the tannins in this wine dramatically. And what really it does is I'm struggling to digest this hot dog. It's stuck right here. You know how it gets stuck? It's stuck right here. Anyway, semi-live TV is amazing, isn't it? I might hiccup. I knew it! I was gonna hiccup. That was awesome. This is great. Do I have the burp? Friday is the best. I hope you're laughing with me right now. Sorry about that. Anyway, it really calms down the tannins of this wine, and that's what makes it amazing. It just allows this wine to become so much more rounded. The acidity and tannin that I was talking about just before that a lot of the people that are looking to store this wine and realize that it's 15 to 25 years away get so much more rounded and less bitter and less acidic, and what that really does is allows a lot more people to enjoy this wine, because right away I'm going to tell you that 98% of the people watching the show are looking for silky smooth. Silky smooth rules the wine world, and that's why people like to age wines, because they get silkier and smoother, and you get other flavors, but it's the silky smooth finish that everybody's looking for. Forget Jennifer Aniston. Silky smooth finish in wine is really America's sweetheart, and what's happening with this food pairing is the wine became completely silk on my mouth. Now, we're going to try to do a little bit smaller bite this time, Eric. Now you're going to get a totally different experience. So let's, Good work, Eric. All right, the palate's back into the wine zone. Let's pour. Mustard, hot dog. By the way, why do people eat plain hot dogs? I mean, this is such a better experience. Are you serious? Eric likes plain hot dogs. Let's make fun of him. Okay. Much better that time. Obviously, a much spicier feel. The sauerkraut's bringing a lot of acidity to the mouth. So is the mustard, some spiciness. Let's see what happens. Everybody's got to be able to do this. And you don't have to do it with this $30 bottle of wine. But do the hot dog dance. Did I say dance? Hot dog test. Yeah, let's call it the hot dog dance. Because you do a little wiggle, because here's what you got to do. I mean, what does this cost? $1.60? Go out and buy a good $7, $8, $10 wine that you like and do exactly what I just did, because you'll be shocked by the difference in the mouthfeel. Playing with the hot dog rounds it out, lushes it out. This, complete mess. I mean, the acidity is making the wine much more bitter, much more austere. I mean, right now I feel like I got into a fight, I lost, my eye hurts, then they pounded my face into the mud, and I'm eating dirty, dirty rocks and mud. Now, I like that, but you probably won't. And so that's the feeling. That is a sad, sad feeling. And you know what? Not a lot of people are looking for this. The acidity is off balance. It's completely disjointed, and this is not a good experience. Now, that being said, I still prefer it, because these are the things I like. I mean, I prefer the mustard and the sauerkraut. And even though knowing that the acidity is going to bother a lot of people, it doesn't bother me. And so now the real question becomes, and we're going to get a little serious here. Should we dim the lights? Even though there are perfect pairings and good matchings, even though the second pairing was nowhere close with the mouthfeel and it was disjointed, and knowing what I know a lot of people wouldn't like it. For me, Gary Vaynerchuk, I like it a heck of a lot better. And you need to do the same for yourself. Just because you're supposed to pair certain things with other things, you don't have to. And let's change the mood, because it's Friday, right? We got a little weight. We got serious there, right? I like hot dogs with mustard and sauerkraut. Question of the day. What's your guilty pleasure? What's your favorite food and wine pairing that makes absolutely no sense? Because I want to try some cool ones. I know you guys will come up with a bunch. Because you, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, aren't we?